Hey guys, welcome back. This is Ryan and welcome to another video about investing. I know I look the same as in the other videos, but I'm kind of catching up and trying to do a lot of videos for you guys, so that's why I'm wearing the same shirt here in this video that you've probably seen in the last two. But in this video, I want to share with you guys a trick that you guys can do, an indicator called the MACD. And what it's going to do is it's going to help you guys with knowing when to buy and when to sell. Okay, so if you're new to day trading and you're not really sure what to do, if you're like, oh, when should I buy, or oh, when should I sell, the MACD is a great indicator to use. So if you guys are into investing, whether it's stocks, bonds, real estate, whatever, you guys got to subscribe to the channel over here on the right and smack the notification bell so that when you'll be notified when I come up with more videos, okay? So we're going to talk about the MACD, but before I do, I also wanted to let you guys know, I know it's been a while since I've been putting out some videos, but I'm going to be comprising a I'm going to be making up an ebook for you guys of different ways that you guys can set up your charts and you guys can get an indication of when it's going to be best to buy or sell. I've been playing with a lot of techniques over the last 4 months during the pandemic, and I've been putting together this book kind of slowly, and I want to share it with you guys. So if that's something that you guys would like to receive for free, all you have to do is just look down below the video in the center, give me a thumbs up, and that lets me know that that's something that you guys would appreciate. So well, let's go ahead. Let's get started on the MACD. Here we go. All right, so first of all, I want to share with you guys what is the MACD. Let's take a look and see what it is. I'm going to go over to Google and we'll search what is the MACD used for. And I'm going to read this to you guys in case you guys can't see it. It says the Moving Average Convergence Divergence. What does that mean? Well, it's a trend following momentum indicator that shows the relationship between two moving averages of security prices. Traders use the MACD to identify when bullish or bearish momentum is high in order to identify entry and exit points of trades, okay? So basically, it just tells you when you should probably buy and when you should probably sell, okay? Let's minimize this. And here we go. This is a random stock here, guys. I've got it on the 1 minute. Got a few different indicators here. I've got my charts. I'm in the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. I've got my volume here. I've got an RSI indicator. If you guys have not seen my RSI indicator video, please check it out. It'll explain what it is and how it works. So I've got that in my list of videos. I've also recently done one on gappers that you guys can watch too if you want to set up your own scan for gappers. Over up in this area. I walk you through step by step how to do that. But in this video, we're talking about the MACD. Here we go. And this is the MACD here, guys, okay? So you'll notice that there's a few things going on. You've got your line here, your kind of neutral center line. And then you've got some areas where it's green, some areas where it's a little bit red. You'll see some arrows pointing up, some arrows pointing down. And you've got a blue line and a white line, okay? So this is kind of what you want to take into account. If you're not using any indicators at all, you can use the MACD. There are a lot of day traders out there that use the MACD of determining when to buy or when to sell, okay? So this is kind of how you want to look at it. As you're watching your stock here, let me get over to, just for example, on this particular one, this is pre-market here in the gray section, and then boom, starts the day, right? And you'll notice here that this particular one starts to drop off right away, starts to drop down, and you'll see over here on the MACD that it's in red. And these little sections are kind of like mountains, right? There's kind of a period where it goes up, and there's a height, there's the top of the mountain, and then it starts to go back down the mountain. Now, what you want to do is you want to try to get in at the beginning. So what you'll do is if you're watching this stock, you'll be able to see roughly when this red area is starting to minimize and it might be getting ready to go into the green section. Okay? So that might be an indicator as to when to buy. Now I'm going to explain this a little bit more. If you guys are finding this a little bit interesting, please look down in the center and give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. So when it turns green, sometimes it may only go green for a short moment. Let me see over here. Here's an example right here. It only went up just briefly, and then it dropped back down. okay? And then we had a larger period of red. But over here, the green area kind of stood, and you can see up here on the chart higher up that it kind of kept creeping. And as I'm moving my mouse across, you'll notice this little line up here, and it goes all the way down the page here. Notice that line. You'll see as it starts to creep up, down below in the MACD, it's green. So it's creeping up, and there's a little bit of a sell-off area right here, and then it goes back up. But what you want to kind of look for on the MACD, you want to look, as I mentioned, when it starts to turn green. And sometimes you'll see this green arrow, and that's an indicator, but that green arrow might disappear. It might flash for a moment and sit there for maybe 10 seconds, and then it disappears. So you want to be careful of when your entry point and when your exit point is, okay? Because some of you guys that are day trading, if you have less than $25,000 in your account at, like, let's say TD Ameritrade or maybe eTrade or some of these other brokerages, you only have 3 trades that you can make in a week. Otherwise, you're considered a day trader, and they'll basically lock up your account for 90 days and you won't be able to do any more day trades. So you really have to watch it, okay? You want to make sure that you only do those 3 trades. So if you only have 3 trades in a week to do, you got to make those trades count, right? You can't get in and go, oh, and get out and then jump back in. You have to have over $25,000 in there to meet the PDT rule. If you can meet the PDT rule, you'd have to have at least $25,000 sitting in your account, just sitting there. That doesn't even mean you're ready to start trading. You have to stack money on top of that $25,000, but you've got to maintain a balance of $25,000 to be able to do more trades than just 3. Now, there is another brokerage out there called CMEG that you can go with. They are down off the coast of South America, and that's who I also use. I do trades through them. They don't follow the PDT rules, so I can do as many trades as I want in a day. I just got to pay for them, though. So I pay, like, I think it's $2.99 or $3.99 to be able to do that. So let's go ahead and keep talking here. I know I got a little off topic, but it was something I wanted to share with you guys that might be newer because nobody told me, and I had to gradually figure this out. So see this blue line? When this blue line crosses the, well, tan line, I guess it is, or the kind of yellowish line, that's a point at which you might want to consider buying, okay? And you'll see here, boom, it passes the yellow line, and it keeps staying above the yellow line, and you'll notice up here at the top, it's green, and it's climbing, and it's green, and it keeps climbing. And then the blue line starts to come back and almost touches the yellow line. And right there, you'll notice that the red arrow appears, and it's getting ready to tell you that there's going to drop. And if you look up here, it does drop. And then you get the green arrow. You get the green arrow pointing up, and it gets green here. And right there, the blue line crosses above the yellow line, and it shoots up again. And that's what it does here. It shoots up. So it kind of gives you an indication as you're looking at your chart. You're going to be looking at this one up here. You're going to be looking up here at the RSI indicator. You're looking at your MACD, and you're constantly, your eyes are just going up and down, trying to figure all this out, analyze it like that. And over the time, you'll start to get faster and faster and faster at looking at this and quickly knowing, oh, this is when I got to jump in. So there have been plenty of times when I started out where I was like, ooh, this is it, and I click buy, and then it's like, ooh, shoots back down. I'm like, ah, I just lost, whatever. And I didn't pay attention, or I got all excited, and then I bought in, and then I immediately sold. And then when I go back and I look at it, I go, ooh, I should have taken into account the RSI too, or I should have taken into account, one of these other lines up here that I use on a daily basis. So if you guys are interested in adding the MACD indicator, then what you want to do is you want to go up here to the little beaker under your studies. Here's some of the ones I'm currently working with. These aren't the ones that I go with on a daily basis, but I'm just kind of playing with different ones, and I'm trying to use them to try to narrow down the best ones that I can use that I can pretty much, bet that they'll work for me and they'll help me out. But here's the MACD, and how you can find it under the studies is you search MACD. There it is right there. There's some other ones in here, but don't worry about those. Just go with the standard MACD. You highlight it. You click Add Selected. It moves over here to the right side. And what you can do is then you can grab this, and you can move it around, drag or drop it. I like to keep mine down here under the second lower category. And then what I can do is I can come over here, and I can click on the gears, and I can edit it. Now some of these studies, you want to just leave as is, as what the default is. Other ones you might come in here and you might want to change these amounts. So you might want to take a pen right now and write down what it is right here. I can't remember if I edited these or if I just left it as the default, but the fast length, put it down as 12. The slow length, put it down as 26. The MACD length as 9. And then we have the exponential chosen right there. And then show breakout signals, yes. And then what I do is I just basically choose the value at blue, and then I think the average is at whatever color that is. You can change it whatever you want. If you want it red and yellow or blue or green or whatever you want, you can change it. I just leave it at blue, and then the average is there. And I haven't really even dealt with any of these. And then over here, on the right, you'll see show studies checkmarked, and these 3 are checkmarked. And then I click OK, I click Apply, I click OK, and there it is. It's right down here. Now, if I went in here and I moved it, if I dragged it up here, then this would be up here on the master chart. But you don't want that because you get too much up here, it gets confusing. So that's how you use the MACD to know when to buy or sell. Remember, when that blue line crosses the yellow line, it's very simple. That's the time at which you want to consider buying, okay? You want to use other indicators, like maybe the RSI, as an indicator as where things are at. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I have another video on that one. When this blue line looks like it's getting ready to cross and go below the yellow line, you want to probably get out. You probably want to sell at that point, okay? So you want to try to catch these early because you might be able to catch this long ride. Sometimes it might be really quick. You might jump in right here and you're like, it's only like up and then it drops. And you're like, God, I just jumped in and now I didn't make any money. But other times, it's a longer ride. Let me move across the page. Here's a long ride here. There's a long, period of it turning red. So what I usually do is when I come in here and as I'm clicking around, and I'm going back and forth during the morning, right when it first starts, the first thing I look at is I look down here at the MACD and I look to see where it is. Am I in a red zone, or do I look like I'm ending a red zone? Or if I'm in a green zone already, do I want to jump in when I'm midpoint on the green zone? And let me explain why. Because let's say it's green right here, and I can only see up to this line right here, okay? Well, I don't know, because I don't have a prediction of being able to see what's going up ahead of here. I can only see what's behind me. And I see, if I jump in at this point, I can see that it's been green for a while, okay? But I might end up buying in right here. So you want to watch and see if these lines are starting to drop. If these lines are very small, it means that chances are the price is not fluctuating that much. There's not much of a variance between the highs and the lows. If this line right here is a lot bigger, let me see if I can find something that's bigger. Let me just try another one. Here's one. See, look at that. Look how much bigger that is than the previous one, how much higher up it is. That means that the price, the change, the difference between the high and the low, this one's at 910 and it went all the way up to 950. So this was a good time to buy. If you could get in right here, you could have ridden it all the way up. And then as you see it start to creep down, this green, as it starts to drop, that's when you want to sell. Or you see this blue line start to go down, that's when you want to sell. Okay? And then you want to just not do anything during the red section, because the blue line's below the yellow line. And sometimes you'll see it right in here. You'll come in, you'll see this is where it's at, and you're thinking, ooh, it's getting ready to pass the yellow line. I should buy because it's going to pass the yellow line. It's getting close to touching the yellow line. Well, oftentimes, it almost touches the yellow line, and then it goes, it shoots back down again. So you've got to wait for it to pass that yellow line, this one right here, and you've got to make sure that it's going up. Because when you jump in, you want to feel pretty secure that it's going to continue to start to turn green and start to move green across the page. Okay? You don't want to buy too early. If you start to buy too early, I can tell you, there's been plenty of times that I bought early where I thought the blue line was getting to pass the yellow line, and it never did, and I lost money. So you've got to set these rules in your minds, guys. You've got to hold on to these, and you've got to stick to them, because if you don't, you're going to lose more money. Just wait for it to pass the line. You've got to be really strict about that. okay, if you guys want to have a career in day trading. So that's the video on the MACD. And watch my other videos. Please give the video a thumbs up. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified about more tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.